I'm WolfBlitzer. You're in the Situation Room. Top military officials are telling me they're deeply worried about the Pentagon's budget. Kate has some background before our discussion.
Yeah, we need to remind everyone that we're talking about $500 billion in cuts to the defense budget over the next decade. And this was all set in motion last summer in the debt ceiling agreement. That represents about 8% of the Pentagon's current budget and a lot of jobs. Here's CNN's Pentagon correspondent, Chris Lawrence.
All that bang, bang, bang. It's the sound of nearly 500 workers in a small town Pennsylvania plant. What you don't hear is the clock ticking on their jobs.
At the end of the day, these workers that you see in here are going to be laid off because we won't have the money coming in to keep them employed.
Come January, automatic budget cuts kick in across the board. The Pentagon would have to chop $50 billion a year for the next decade. That's a lot of lost business for big defense contractors, leaving scraps for small suppliers like JWF.
The Lockheeds, the BAEs, they're going to protect their own jobs. It's the first-tier subcontractors like us that are going to feel the impact.
The median income in Johnstown is under $25,000, half the national average.
And the impact to this town is a lot more brutal than it'll be down in the Beltway of Washington, D.C., because there's fewer jobs available here for these people to go get.
There's no politics here on the factory floor, but a lot of these workers are dependent on what Republicans and Democrats do before the end of the year.
Hi, Congressman Mark Kritz.
Congressman Mark Kritz is the local Democrat.
My worry is that we've got a short window to work with here.
I'm Keith Rothfuss. I'm running for Congress.
Keith Rothfuss is the Republican running to oust him.
He voted basically to allow the defense cuts go through.
Rothfuss argues that House Republicans passed a plan that would have saved defense jobs.
And my opponent, Mark Kritz, voted, against preventing the defense cuts.
But that bill would have cut programs like Medicaid and Meals on Wheels for seniors. No Democrats backed it. Defense contractors say they'll have to send layoff orders with 60 days notice, days before the November election. So it's a huge campaign issue in towns where contractors are major employers.
They're already, putting their people on notice that this could be very painful.
Nobody's arguing that the Pentagon doesn't have places to trim, but it's the across-the-board cuts that are really causing consternation. A lot of folks saying where a scalpel is needed, this is more like taking a hatchet to the problem. And the real deadline is going to come a lot sooner than the end of the year because these defense contractors, they have long lead times for some of these projects. If Congress doesn't reach a deal until, say, Christmas time, well, a lot of those folks will have to wait and have to be out of work for probably a couple months because it's going to take weeks and months to get that money flowing again. Wolf, Kate?
Absolutely. Excellent point. The political will, is it there? Chris Lawrence, thank you so much.